Welcome everyone to the TZR Podcast, episode 64. I'm your host, Justin Skirbo, and today I'm joined by the always dapper Alex Schock.
Hello, Justin.
And the devilishly handsome Justin Chow.
That's gonna spill.
It is empty.
All right, that's good. Thank God.
Welcome, guys. Welcome, Internet, to episode 64 of the TZR Podcast. As our listeners know, we publish this gaming news and gaming discussion podcast every Wednesday at 10 p.m. Eastern. You can download our podcast on TheZeroReview.com, iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Google Play Music, or whatever podcasting services you use across the web. Be sure to rate us and stuff if you like the podcast. And, yeah. Thank you guys so much for joining me today.
Also, this podcast is brought to you by audibletrial.com. audibletrial.com/TZR. If you sign up for that for a free trial, you're helping us, and also you're getting a great service in tie with the Audible service because it's great.
Yes.
Stunk it. That was terrible.
It's okay. Audibletrial.com is our sponsor.
Thanks, Alex.
Audibletrial.com/TZR. You can start your free 30-day trial with Audible at audibletrial.com/TZR and help out the podcast, and we will love you forever. Guys, we have a lot of, well, not really a lot of gaming news, but we've got a lot of games to talk about. So let's start off by seeing what everybody's playing. Justin Chow.
What am I playing? That's a good question. Let me think about that for a moment. And say that besides like Rocket League, which is the normal thing, really it's not too much. There's been a lot of planning for PAX. We're coming to PAX really hard. We're going to have some really cool stuff. As far as like
10th?
March 10th,
March 10th through the 12th, we will be at PAX East. So if you are also going to PAX East, you should come find us or email us or tweet at us and tell us you're going to be there, and we'll grab drinks or something because we love meeting everybody.
If you're 21 and over.
Yes, of course.
If you're 21 and over. But other than that, let's see. I've been doing a lot of co-op stuff. So we had Duck Game originally from Adult Swim. Shout out to them. Great stuff. We played at Extra Life. I got a few of my online friends to buy it, and we've been playing that. That has been hilarious. There's a ton of mods too, which makes it a lot of fun. But yeah, other than that, from last week, not much. I know I wanted to play or start playing To the Moon. Mm-hmm. I will say that I did get that, and I started playing it and then realized that the resolution is absolutely fucking horrible.
Oh yeah, it's bad.
Even when you play it in full screen mode, it like stretches like crazy. So I've been looking on the web to figure out like a way around it. And funny thing, Windows offers you like a magnifying glass, like
oh yeah,
thing.
like the magnifier app thing.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a stupid magnifier like program that literally just follows your mouse around and magnifies whatever your mouse is over.
Yeah.
So I put that over the windowed version of the game, and then I was using the keyboard to like play the game.
Yeah.
Terribly. It's so bad. I couldn't play it.
Oh man.
I really want to play it though.
This is for 87-year-olds.
Yeah. People are like, well, you could change the resolution of your monitors. And I was like, but I don't want to.
Yeah, don't do that. I mean, honestly, if you just bear with it for a little while, I think it'll become a non-issue pretty quickly. Yeah.
All right, maybe.
I remember playing it and being like, wow, this looks awful. But like, it doesn't matter. It's not the point.
I just want to cry. I want a good cry.
Just
before Zelda comes out, and then I'll
get
probably
it all
cry
out.
again.
Then you'll cry again. Like Zelda does as she falls into Link's arms with voice acting. Did you remember that trailer?
I do remember the trailer.
Emotionally evocative trailer.
I liked it better.
It's very emotional.
I like the English version better.
Of what?
The Zelda trailer. I watched both of them. Have you seen both of them?
I did.
I didn't even see
them.
I like
I
the
think
English-
I only watched the English one. That was the one on the
presentation.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, the Japanese one was the one in the presentation.
Okay.
But the voice acting is, I don't know, I like it a lot better. But anyway, what I'm playing, if you guys are interested.
No, please tell us.
I'm still going strong with Doom.
Nice.
So I think I'm just about at the end of that. And I've got.
Did you fight any bosses yet?
Yes, I have fought some boss.
Nice.
Fought some boss. And yeah, really, it's challenging, but fun at the same time.
Yeah.
I'm
like tearing through it, and I'm loving it.
Real quick, I did stop playing Sorry, I don't mean... I'm talking about myself. I'm sorry. But I did stop playing Final Fantasy 15 because I heard that they were getting like this final chapter is supposed to be that bad. So I was like, I guess I'll just...
It's not even the final chapter.
Yeah, it's like the second to last one. I mean, it is bad. Like, I'll definitely admit, yeah, it's bad. But it's not unplayable bad. You know what I mean?
But, I mean, if they're changing it.
I thought it would be out by now.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, it's been a while since they announced that, but I guess we'll find out.
Kind of old news now. Anyway, so...
I'm playing a couple of small things too, besides Doom. I picked up Atlas Reactor, if either of you guys have played that.
No.
I think it's kind of an older game, but it's free to play. It's like, you played XCOM.
Yes. Great game.
Right. It's like a tactics game, like, or Fire Emblem. Mm-hmm. But it's multiplayer, so it's like 4v4, and you're all controlling one guy.
Well, weird.
And yeah, so it's kind of like a.
Where'd you hear about this game?
Wait, so 4 people are controlling
you
one
each have
person?
a hero. No,
okay.
four players, 4v4 on a map, and you're moving around. It's very turn based. Mm-hmm. Yeah, my roommate was playing it, and he had a couple people he's playing with, and I mean, I love strategy games like that. So and it's free to play, so I figured why not.
Nice,
but it is fun. And one more thing I'm playing on the train is that game that mobile game that Potts was
Mario
reviewed
Run
for us. No. Sorcery.
Sorcery? Yeah.
Which is a D&D style kind of text adventure, but
like
it has
point and click kind of thing, right?
Yeah, but it has nice illustrations. You get to choose your path, and you get items, and you can choose what you want to do, and there's different consequences and shit. And there's 4 different versions of it. So I mean, that's been a lot of fun. So I've kind of been around the world lately with that kind of stuff.
Well, guys, you know, on Tuesday, Resident Evil 7 came out.
Yep.
And I've been freaking out about Resident Evil 7, man. Yep. I played on our live stream on twitch.tv/TheZeroReview, basically all day yesterday. And it is, like, crazy good. Now, disclaimer, like, this is coming from the perspective of, like, a very long-term Resident Evil fan, like, super diehard fan, love the originals. I have very similar opinions to most people about 4, 5, and 6. You know, love 4, 5, and 6 were meh. 6 was particularly bad. But this game is so good at channeling everything that was good about the favorites in that series, right? So, like, I thought I would be turned off by the first person-ness of it. I'm not playing in VR. I'm just playing, like, normal. And strangely, it fits the mold of Resident Evil so well.
Does it feel like a Resident Evil game? Because, like, when I was watching you play it, it looked like... Well, it looked like PT. It looked scary as fuck.
It's definitely taking some notes from PT, but, like, what... I feel like if people are looking at just thin slices of the game, it's gonna look that way, but... Once you get into it, like, within the first, like, hour, the game opens up into a very Resident Evil 1 sort of feel, where it's like, you enter a mansion, and you're like, okay, like, I'm finding the limits of the mansion, I'm getting the scorpion key so I can open the scorpion key doors.
Getting, like, the ink reels or whatever to save.
So there's no ink ribbons. Yeah. Apparently there is on the hardest difficulty, but you have to beat the game on normal in order to unlock the hardest difficulty.
I hate that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really stoked to play it again, though, so, yeah, it's like going to be really awesome to replay this a lot. And actually, the trophy list begets, I think, 3 full playthroughs to get the platinum, which I'm absolutely chasing. Trophy list is great. But the game itself is so good because it's like, it has like the jump scare stuff that you would get from something like a PT, but it absolutely handles like item management very similar to other games where there is like item scarcity and you have to worry about how many slots in your inventory you have and what to use them on and all this sort of stuff. Which I love. I mean, that's pure Resident Evil. And like, as you explore, you will find a door that's like, oh, you need to, it's like a Cerberus head and you need to find the 3 plates to put in the head to open the door and stuff. So I love those aspects of Resident Evil games where it's just like, the whole like area that you're in is sort of a puzzle box and you need to figure out like what interacts with what to unlock certain doors and things like that. Which is great. And then, like I said, the first person perspective was a little jarring to start because I'm like, like what are we really doing? But then it does get to a point where, you almost don't notice it anymore. You just get so into the flow of like finding the puzzle pieces and opening these certain like, you know, pathways and figuring out the puzzles that's just like the medium that you're experiencing a real Resident Evil game.
Totally not a Resident Evil fan.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever even played the game. None of them are first person. They're all third person.
No, they're all, 1 through 3 and then Code Veronica are all the like isometric, I've seen that camera angles, and then 4, 5, and 6 are all third-person action games, like over the shoulder kind of things. Yeah. So yeah, this is the first one. Well, technically there was a game Resident Evil Survivor, but nobody talks about that. It's a terrible game. But
is that the one where you're like the Umbrella Squad and you go in and
no?
What is that?
That's Umbrella Corps. That's a competitive shooter that was god awful. But yes, I mean I really have no complaints about it. Like, I was looking for a game that does sort of like harken, I hate this phrase, but harkens back to those games and like really like takes a note out of those books to, you know.
But like modernize it a little
note
bit?
Out of that page. Yeah. And modernizes it. Like something that really, like feels like a Resident Evil game, like takes those sort of like design philosophies and applies it in this new way. And I think it totally succeeds at that, like really, really well.
Yeah.
There are some caveats to it that make it like a little difficult to engage with, like the, the shooting is like not totally imprecise, but it's just not like the most comfortable thing. And I think they had to take some liberties with it to work for VR. Now I haven't played it in VR yet, and I'm not sure how it will apply to that, but it just feels a little like stiff and rigid, and I'm sure if you're like looking around, it would make the aiming a bit easier.
Do you think they did that on purpose to make it scarier? Because like when I was watching you play and you were shooting at Maya, whatever her name was.
I mean, part of it I think is totally purposefully done to be more Resident Evil. Like one of the things that has nothing to do with whether or not you're playing it on VR or not is your shooting fire rate is like incredibly inconsistent. Like you'll have a pistol that'll have like 10 bullets in it, and you want to shoot it like bang, 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 but like you'll shoot like twice really fast and then wait a second and then shoot it again and stuff. So it's almost like humanizing the character that you're playing or something, but the inconsistency feels a little weird at times.
It's interesting.
If you're playing effectively, you won't necessarily need like to worry about putting a million bullets into a thing, but yeah, that's definitely a thing.
So you could play it on VR right now if you wanted to?
Yeah. So VR for PlayStation is like right out of the box.
And so it's just, you play with the controller, you have the headset on. And I'm imagining the VR just has you look around.
Yeah, so like you'll still move with the sticks and stuff from what I understand. Again, I haven't played it in VR, but I've heard some people are fine with it and like it works really well. I've also heard some people like, you know, getting sick or whatever, but I think that's any VR game. So I'm not really sure. Like I can't make my own judgment call on whether or not it works.
Like you can't run.
You can run, but it's a brisk walk.
Right. If that.
Yeah.
If that. Plus, you wouldn't really want to be moving very fast anyway. That game looks fucking horrifying.
Yeah, it's super scary. Like it got me a number of times through my first play, or throughout the playthrough that I've started. Yeah. But yeah.
It's
so
really
I mean, proper scary, really great puzzles, like cool guns and stuff, and like just the whole progression of it is so perfect. It's like exactly what needed to happen to Resident Evil to get it back on track. You know what I mean?
That's good to hear.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, this
it's been losing its way for a while now, and I feel like a lot of those games for the past 3 or 4 iterations have been like Final Fantasy.
Yeah, it's been a huge hit or miss. I mean, you think back to this stuff on like 360, like Umbrella Chronicles or Operation Raccoon City and stuff, and they made all these weird departures to try to like utilize these different like gameplay styles and stuff that were like bucking whatever trend AAA was doing at that time, which was like I think it really hurt the franchise. But what's nice is that they did. I mean, this is still Resident Evil 7, but if you look at the cover, it just says Resident Evil, you know what I mean? So this is a proper reboot, and it's done so correctly. Like, totally impressed with it so far, and highly recommend it.
Oh, that's clever. I didn't even think of that before. Like, a reboot of the franchise, though it's 7, even though they, like, hid away the Roman numerals in the evil.
V-I-L.
Yeah, like
V-I-L,
it's in there, right?
Yeah. V-I-L. 1 L in evil. Excuse me. Anyway, yeah, it was kind of interesting, but that's it's a good catch. I didn't think of that.
Yeah, it's awesome. I couldn't recommend it higher to like fans of old Resident Evil games, because you're gonna fall in love with this series again. And for those that haven't played, I mean, it really depends on how well you stomach horror games, because it is
not
scary
well.
as fuck.
Not
it
not
is
well.
very scary. Oh man,
that's why I would rather watch. Actually, it brings me back to like the old days of Resident Evil. I have not played an actual Resident Evil game like myself fully through, just like test around or whatever. I would watch my father and my cousin play it like relentlessly, and it was just so enthralling to watch. I'm a watcher when it comes down to horror genres.
Yeah, like Justin and I played Dead Space like together. Like we would trade off on the levels. I don't know why we did that actually, but that was a great game.
That was a great game.
That was scary as hell.
And we did sit down, turn off the lights. Sounding a little romantic right now, but we did.
Yeah.
I even remember there was one time there was like a flash horror game that I ended up calling a friend of mine to play with me at the same time, because I was like, I'm already didn't you start
Lone Survivor on Vita?
No, I played it on the computer.
Oh, that's right.
And I played through that, and I could deal with that because it was like pixels. It was like, and the the music was like, eh. It wasn't actually that scary. It was trying to be scary, but it wasn't. But PT was like, I guess after that was literally the only other horror game that I've actually tried to play because everybody was freaking talking about it.
Yeah.
But watching you play this game, I want to watch you more, so I'm going to check out the live stream. Justin, that sounds like a great idea.
I should probably be streaming again tomorrow, so definitely follow the channel and stuff and check it out, because although I'm a big
got a fan
pansy,
here.
although I'm a big pansy when I'm playing it and stuff, I still think it's fun. We have an awesome group of people that hang out in the Twitch chat, so definitely stop by.